You have crocodile tears only for the money.
Say my name.
Breaking Banquet.
You're goddamn right.
Good to see you back.
I almost wanted to do like the punch at the camera thing I did sometimes, but I thought that would be in bad taste. My vacation's not been going very well.
Sorry. We called you yesterday, and you've been picking up DoorDash again.
Don't do that. The thing about that is, if my trolls know I'm doing it, now they're going to try to get it taken away from me again. Because I had somebody in Jester help me get it back. Let me say this. Full mask off, undisclosure things, right? I went broke in 2015. Absolutely broke. I had $400 to my name. That's it. I had $400 to my name, and I needed a set of tires on my truck because they were just completely waxed. Right? That's when I started streaming.
Hey, super chatted $20. Wings wants Piggy Smalls. Not even Kelly can stop true love.
That's not true. But I made a promise to myself when I started streaming, because I went on stream that January of 2015, and people donated enough to get me a new set of tires. And I seen a new revenue source in streaming, and I'm like, I'm not going to fuck up again. I'm not going to go back the route I did with like the PKA and like the machinima money and all this other stuff. So from 2015 onward, I've been super conscious about every dollar I spend for the most part. So I have a very nice nest egg squirreled away. And part of that nest egg is, and this is where we're coming around to the DoorDash, is I generally keep $5,000 to $10,000 in a savings account that is funded completely by DoorDash, right? And if I want to borrow money, I don't go to the bank. I borrow it from that account, and I pay myself back at 0% interest. And recently, since I thought I was off the show, I took the money out of my DoorDash account and I paid my truck off, and I'm rebuilding it again.
Wait, I'm confused. How much did you own the truck?
About 18,000.
And you had 18 grand in the DoorDash account?
I had 10, but I have a good savings account as well, and I also have money in investments that I could cash out, which my investment's been taking a hit the last couple of weeks. Like, I still have every dime from the boogie fight, every single dime, and I've only spent 10% of the locale money, so I have almost every dime of all the checks we've made.
I spent all that too.
Like, I don't know if you ever noticed, like, I always wanted to keep doing my own shit, and a lot of that's because I know if anybody gets fired, it's going to be me. Because
now, since you off the locale show, maybe Kelly can get some money being Chris Brown's sparring partner. Pokagaga super chatted $19.99.
You better
Wings
wait
of
a minute.
retirement.
Because like I knew that if out of the three of us, I was the one that's going to get fired at some point. Because like I've always been bullheaded, and I've never been the type of person that would back down to anybody. And I've always said my piece. Like even when I worked outside of YouTube, that's one reason I stay on YouTube, because I hate authority 100%. I'm the kind of person, like, you can ask me to clean the bathroom, but you never tell me to clean the bathroom. Right? Like, if you ask me to clean the bathroom and it's my turn, 100%, I'll go scrub that motherfucking toilet. But you go clean the bathroom or go home, I'll show you how to fucking go home.
Yeah, you are probably one of the most stubborn people I've ever met. This whole scenario where it all fell apart after, and I've said this a million times, and like for some reason the internet doesn't believe me. When me and you got in our scuffle, we would have resolved that. I know 100% we would have resolved that. It's just all the shit after, right? Where it just escalated it to a whole different thing. But it is what it is. You know, people forget that me and you have been butting heads for 15 years.
Longer than that.
Like 2009, we've been butting heads since then. So
Yeah, so that's, was that 16, 17 years ago?
It's so frustrating because as I was so on your side, I don't like the scripting, but when you got physical, your point went out the window.
I feel you. Like again, I'm taking full accountability. I put somebody I love in a situation they never should have been in. Like we have disagreements on what it was, but I never should have got to that point. Like, and I see this in hindsight in 2020, but like I was so anxious, and like even like today, like up to the 0 hour, Boogie and Keem were on the phone with me trying to get me to come on because like I didn't feel like I'm in the right headspace to go
Cletus
over this
Coltrane
just yet.
super chatted $19.99 to report the abusive
Close that one.
dasher.
Stop that one.
For
Stop
safety
that one. Stop
concerns.
that one. That's
In
not.
the Dasher
fuck.
app,
La, la,
click
la,
the
la,
help
la,
icon.
I don't have
blue
a
shield
shield.
in the top
That's
right corner
retarded.
of
You're
the
a
app.
retarded person.
Select
Stop being a
chat
retarded
support.
person.
Share your
Stop being a
concern with
retarded
the
person.
support team.
Well, Tennessee donated $5. Did I practice on Kelly for the boxing match? No, but Kelly was my my glove partner.
Yeah,
like she would hold the mitts for me and stuff like that. And like I didn't have a man around, so I let Kelly hit me in preparation of taking punches. Because like one of the things when you get into a fight is you got to go ahead and accept you're going to get damaged. You're going to get hit. And I didn't want to go into the fight and find out what getting hit was like, because it's been like high school since I actually got into a fight before I fought Boogie. And like, you don't remember, you forget what it's like to be hit. I want to air this out because it's something that needs to be aired out. Like that phone call, you guys, when we were on the way back home, that hurt my feelings so badly. And I know why it happened, right? And look, I've said it 1,000 times. I said it before. Like I didn't know who grabbed me. I was grabbed from behind.
Full accountability.
I don't have the fucking. I gotta.
You flip flop so much.
For some
Wings.
reason, I don't have
You're a
this
terrible
hub to
and
pause
useless
donations.
human being. You forced Kelly to
I don't know
stream
where it
with
is
you
on
for
my
damage
computer.
control like you did Aaron. You have crocodile tears only for the money. CYA.
That first off, insane. That's not true.
entirely.
I mean, these guys will back me up. I didn't want to come on tonight.
That's true.
Like I wasn't in the right headspace. And these guys are first to tell you, I'm the last one of the three here that's motivated by money.
I can tell that you have regret, but also on the phone calls.
I 100% have regret, man. Like I never wanted to be what I was painted out to be, and it's like it's such bad optics. It's so bad. But I love my wife to death. Like Kelly is my better half, and like I hate that I put her in a situation. And like the whole, like,
go back to the call that we had when we were leaving Fat Camp.
and then y'all called me about the Twiggy video. And like, you just didn't believe what we were telling you. Like, you just absolutely did not believe it. That and that next stream hurt my feelings so bad. I'm like, I don't want to work with these guys again. I don't.
That.
You know, it's like you tore my whole life apart with like the reflection of like maybe 5 hours. And granted, I was a huge part of that, right? It was my actions that caused this conversation to happen. I want to take full accountability for that. And that's one thing. But there's so many other things if you sat back and looked, like, is this really this person or is this just really bad optics? Because like I said before, like we had one of my ex-girlfriends come on here and she was dying of cancer and I was mean to her. Like I was cold and I was mean to her. And if I beat women, which I dated her for 2 years, she would have been like, well, you're an abusive piece of shit, which she never did. I've had other women I've dated publicly on YouTube that have trolls that fuck with them on a regular. At no point have they ever said that I hit them or abused them.
You know, I understand where you and Kelly are coming from. You're coming from a place of like, hey, you know me. But if you really think about it, we don't. Like, we know you, but we're not living with you, right? Yeah. So when the push thing happens and it's like, oh, maybe he was seeing red, right? And then we see this other clip and it all happened within the span of a week. And we're like, whoa, maybe we don't know Wings, and that's kind of, and also we're in a room with Tina and Xylee who've, kind of experienced domestic violence and whatnot. And at that point, groupthink has kind of taken over. And we saw that clip as being way worse because of the context of what happened prior.
Yeah, I think the sound's what makes that clip as bad as it is. Yeah. It's like
you can clearly hear it. It's like
yeah, but it's skin on skin. It's like the same thing as it's like a slap, like open hand slap. It doesn't just because skin on skin makes a noise. That's like even in the video itself, like she continued to blare the horn and have a conversation with me. She never reacted to it because it didn't hurt her.
Needed, and that was an apology. But again, everyone needed to cool off.
Yeah.
I mean, the cool off period was very, very necessary for sure. I could tell you that much.
It's people say no accountability. 100% accountability.
Be like, here's how I'm the victim of me pushing my wife and trying to choke Keemstar. Bro is a grown-ass man rolling on the floor, laughing, 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 rolling on the floor.
Skipping this. Okay.
Yeah.
Last one to be motivated by $. Lol, all do you all day on stream is beg to make your dono goal. You say all the time you only stream for money. You end the stream once you make the goal. By the way, you're useless and a wife beater.
I never thought you were a wife beater. I did think there's room for improvement in your marriage. There's room for improvement in Keen's relationship. There's room for improvement in every relationship, my relationship. And I see you making an effort towards that. And that's the one thing I've said over and over again I wanted. I want to see you and Kelly be happier, better people, and that's all I've ever wanted. I wanted to motivate you to do that, and you're already doing it.
Yeah, but it also shows like how like biased you were at the time. It's like you brought up the story of Niagara Falls, but you left out that I had COVID-19.
I didn't know you had COVID-19 at the time.
You also left
right, you were sick.
You also left out that I went to Amish country the next day because I felt bad that Kelly went to Niagara Falls by herself.
Well, I have apologized and I'll apologize again, but Keem was right. We had this.
But leaving those facts out makes it look so much worse. You
right.
Take all the context away from it.
And I'm sorry for that. But I will say that
I think it's
Keem is right. Okay.
This is what's good about having you here today.
Hayes super chatted $20. It bet a $100 on Wings in a tables match.
Shut up, Hayes. You can give me and Boogie pushback, and we can give you a little pushback to try to find that middle ground, right? Because there is stuff, right, that we're not hearing from each other, right? Like you go and you do these streams and you say these things, and it's just not registering because it's so polar opposite. I can tell you what was going through my mind when I saw the slap video. A million things. Like, oh my God, is this my fault, right? Is the stress of going to fat camp and these guys running on no hunger, right? Did that cause Wings to lose his fucking shit, right? Was that one of the factors? The medication, me and Boogie have been criticized a lot for trying to get you off your medication so you can live life a little bit more like in reality, right? Are we to blame for part of that, right? So it's like, it's very complex. There's so many different factors going into what potentially happened. What are your thoughts on that? The medication and the starving at fat camp. Did that play a factor?
This all sounds like excuses. None of that was factored in when I was doing it. Like I was anxious and, like the problem is like you hit the wrong trigger with me. Like there's two things I don't like people to I don't feel like when somebody's doing me wrong. I don't like that at all. And like that was in my head and I was pretty much dying on that hill at that point. You see me get that mad before with like the Omni situation and like the John situation, but that was more of a private thing. Whereas like I felt like you were doing me wrong by like going over my head and like unmoderating.
The sound of Kelly's head hitting the table. Who checked her for a concussion? Wings, you covet what you don't have. You put your comfort and feelings above your work team and your wife. You're not accountable. Man up.
I can tell you, Mean Gene, multiple people checked on Kelly and she did not have a concussion. Like I can tell you that did happen. But
My Lord. First off, I never abuse my wife. I don't hit my wife. Thank you guys for the concern.